of weighing remind one of London's most famous symbol, the Statue of Justice at the Old Bailey. Compare those rather forbidding scales with the prehistoric limestone balance of BC 5000, reproduced with the others by courtesy of the Science Museum, South Kensington. This was the balance used in the spacious days of King Tut, about 1370 BC. The weights represented animals. A balance of Egyptian mythology, about 1350 BC. Jeweller's scales of BC 600. The weights were bowl-shaped and made of bronze. That's the feather of truth, which was supposed to ensure that the weight was correct. Roman scales found at Pompeii in AD 79, with the square weights of the period, but nothing less than a 20-grain weight produced any movement, so it wasn't very accurate. In the original box belonging to a Roman money changer nearly 1600 years ago are these bronze scales, which responded to a half-grain weight. Gold dust was exchanged for goods in West Africa about 400 years ago, and the merchants waded into the weigh-in on this sort of balance. For weighing bullion, special 6-foot scales were invented by Richard Vendome and used in the Royal Mint in 1819. A primitive South Sea Island wood beam balance of the 18th century, with a rough stone as a counterweight. A Chinese balance, here seen in its case, used about the beginning of the 19th century. A telescope-shaped balance from the Orkney Islands. It was abolished by Edward III in 1351, but approved by George III in 1800. That's the Royal Mark. And this is a model of the John Wyatt cart weighing machine of 1741. Up to that time, carts had to be weighed on giant balances, which took 2 men about 5 minutes. But now this simple mechanism does the trick. Weights differed as much as scales and balances, and here's a nest of what were called the Cologne Standards of 1661, better known perhaps as the Tower weights. The bell weights of Elizabeth's reign. They ranged from 56 pounds downwards and remained the standards of weight for the realm until 1824. The old and the new Troy pound weights, on the left of bronze and the other two of platinum. Weights of Brazilian quartz worth about 500 pounds. They were unreliable and finally abandoned. That mark indicates a flaw. A modern prismatic reflecting balance, capable of weighing 1/4 millionth part of an ounce. To the top of the balance is directed a beam of light from an electric lamp at the bottom, and a revolving screen records the weight. The pans are mounted on fine knife edges of agate. But wait!